Well, good morning, my beautiful souls. I'm so glad that you are here to join me today. I am here to honor my uncle slash godfather who has transcended to the other side. I want to say that I am honored to have known this beautiful soul. I'm honored because he was instrumental in so many facets of my life at different phases. My uncle was the reason behind my original name. He named me in high school. He was the one who took me back and forth. I had another uncle, shout out. He's also out there in the ethers doing his thing, Uncle Samuel. He was an entrepreneur, and a lot of times entrepreneurs can't be there like that on a whim. And although Uncle Harold worked very hard, he made himself available and was able to be there. And he was able to drive me around and he took me to where I had to go. When I was going to school, when I went to college, he transported me back and forth to the campus. My uncle did the very best that he could do with what knowledge he had. He had a very, very powerful story. My uncle could have very well not been here for all of us in our life because my uncle used to be an alcoholic. But the powerful story that he always shared with me, you know, those repeats, and especially in 92 years, which seems like yesterday now, literally, I cannot believe how time goes so fast. He would always tell me this story, and it was inspiring even for him in various cases and scenarios in his life where he would say, they found me in a ditch. I wasn't supposed to be here. He had drank himself to an oblivion. He was supposed to be gone. And he was found, and he got himself out of that ditch. And he created a new scenario for his life. He did it over. He decided to walk out of that door and go into another door and do it differently, the best way he knew how. You don't have to make every field goal in order for you to win the game. You don't have to make every field goal in order to win the game. He was a big sports guy, big about health. He turned his health around. He lived to 92 years old. Uncle Harold, he was known for his salads and garlic and olives. That's what I remembered him eating. Those salads, garlic, olives, and if you know, you know. He had a beautiful family, and he did the best that he knew how. He provided, and he did the best that he knew how. He never gave up trying. He kept going. And he was surrounded by love and forgiveness and understanding. He was surrounded by love, forgiveness, and understanding. And that is a profound message and lesson for us all. Shout out to my aunt. Almost 50 years they had. Who loved on him, served him, was an amazing wife, and did the best that you could because of your commitment, because of what you've done, you brought us all here. We all are here and influenced. Even my children knew Uncle Harold. Uncle Harold knew their names and birthdays. And at 92, I talked to him a couple months ago, and we talked for about 2 hours. I think 2 hours and some. And in that conversation, he always sounded like his younger son that's in this, and that he sounded like a 30-year-old man on the phone. He remembered like he was in his youth. Restoration has finally come, yeah. Been restored back to my place in God. Restoration has finally come, yeah. Been restored back to my place in God. What will I know about being restored if I never lost my place? What will I know about a mercy if I hadn't gotten out of place? It sort of reminds me of the prodigal son. He decided to take his life back and commit it even harder and stronger. He showed me that when I was in high school. I remember trying to get out of the honors geometry. Man, I couldn't stand that class. I had it all planned out. Told my counselor I was doing it. We set up a meeting. All I had to do was get some adult to sign. And who was available but my Uncle Harold? And so Uncle Harold comes up there, and I'm thinking, just sign the bottom line, man. We don't have to talk about it. Just sign the paper so I can get out this class. He knew me to love math and science, and I was an A student and all that. He crossed his legs as he would in that square position. He said, I'm not signing that. What? Just sign the paper. He's like, no, she's going to finish this class. And I didn't like that, but I believe that was a seed planted in my life, because I'm a ride or die type sister. As a matter of fact, I know it comes with me. It comes with me naturally. But he added some fuel there, and that was a seed planted that I will not ever forget. And I've always been that ride or die. Sometimes it's gotten me in trouble, because I will, if I am focused on something, if I'm committed to something, I'm going to stay. But the house be done burned down, because I'm working it to the end. It's going to happen. But that's a mindset. That's a mindset. That wasn't the language that he used, but he really focused on the mindset. And he worked hard. He was a saver. I remember he would have all these jars around the house. It would be big jars of change everywhere. Why do I go? And I looked next to my suitcase the other day. And right next to my suitcase. Now, I don't have any change. You have your bank card. I have my bank card. I don't, definitely not falling around. And I go into the closet, and right in front of my bag, my suitcase, was a dime. And I looked up that spiritual meaning of the dime. I'll give you some homework and you can look it up for yourself. But it's a very powerful spiritual meaning, and it does talk about the omen. And as you know, the omen of a passed on loved one. And as you know, I'm very connected. I'm more connected with the spirit realm than I am this earthly realm and the things about it, right? He has shown signs. My grandmother's the one. Shout out to my grandmother, mother, and my mom, my dad. But my grandmother was one who understood my gifts. And I think my uncle did too. Because they're in the way that we would talk and connect, in the way that I was pulled towards the end of his life to even understand that he was going, even though the message was that he was doing quite well and he was okay, in my spirit, it would not rest that he's getting ready to go. When I last saw him, I knew that was going to be the last time that I saw him somewhat alive. He was in the hospital. He couldn't talk, but he was opening his mouth when I said my name, trying to open his eyes. And when I kissed him, it was the tears. It was quite a bit, so I wiped it off, but I left a little bit. I let it dry on my skin. I knew that I wasn't going to see him again in that way, not on this plane. Oh, but he brought signs and beautiful wonders. In the water, it's like an orchestra. My uncle played the piano. He was a phenomenal pianist. Think about it, if he would have given up in that ditch. He never would have played that piano like Mozart. He could read the most difficult notes. Very intelligent and brilliant man. He kept trying. He kept working forward. Let's not say trying. He was going beyond that. He was working to get better. And yes, he stumbled along the way, and he'd get back up and he'd make another choice. And he'd keep going. 92 years on this earthly plane. He's the one who captured all the beautiful pictures of our family. We have wonderful memories because of my Uncle Harold. He was the one who had that camera. He had the best cameras. And he took those photographs. Stumble on a photograph. That was my uncle. That is my uncle. We connect from the other side. Pay attention to the signs. Trust me, I know. I remember looking out my window when it came to me to go to the water after I had been mourning the passing all day. And I just couldn't get it out of my mind. He kept coming to my mind, and I was conflicted and why it just keep coming. And it came to me, go to the water. And before I could, as soon as I did that, I look at the window and there's 4 white birds, beautiful pearly birds that fly by, set of 3, 3, 6, and 1. The number 10, pay attention to the signs, 36, 1, 9, 10, 19 may be important. He passed on August 9th. I go to the water. As the birds flew directly towards the water, then I'm really hurrying up. Let me hurry up and put something together so I can get to the water. I get to the water and there's like this orchestra being demonstrated, like these ducks were freaking trained to do this. Like they were trained to do this. As soon as I sat down, they were all assembling, and then they turned like in a very sharp formation to my direction, and then got into position, 33 of them. Look up the angel number 33, the spiritual meaning behind these things. Don't play with it. 33 of them in different formations, sets, in different sets. Absolutely amazing. Then it was like when the encore, there was one bird that stood alone quite a bit, and then it flew up, and then another bird flew like it was like its guard, and I'm telling you, this was so spiritually orchestrated. They flew away. And then they went in the water and they never came up. But when that happened, when they never came up, I've got a video, except I kept putting it down when I'm trying to see and find them, like waiting for the birds to come up, but they never did. The other birds then turned up, started going towards the centerpiece, flew up and started flying north. I can't make it up. My uncle made it over to the other side safely, and he's doing the most. So with this, his life being a message of triumph, a message of love and support, sacrifice. When you have loved ones who see after you for years, there is a sacrifice that is made. We come in this life with an intentional mission. Our souls are very intentional. As you know, I am your soul's journey doc. I am here for the souls. We come in here with an intentional mission. And that mission is to be fulfilled. A lot of times, that soul has already, most times at this point, been here before. And as a result of it being here before, it has a mission to fulfill, and it has connected with you for a reason. It is also the opportunity and the lesson that we are given, the opportunity of lesson and understanding that we are given through their lives after they're gone and when they're here. We're on this journey, and it's up to us to not create. A lot of us have come in, our souls have come in with carrying baggage from past lifetimes that it is unleashing because it has to, because it is about, solely about the vision that the divine source energy, i.e. God, has for us. It is about that mission. It's about that life. And in that point, being about that life, it connected with you and my Uncle Harold for a reason. It had to go past something to get somewhere. And at the same time, it was given an opportunity for those who whose life they are put in, for them to gain understanding and to have a greater understanding, not to just gaze at them, not to just embrace their presence in this physical realm, but to really say, God, what am I to experience in this moment now? What am I to experience as a result of this connection? Whether it be our husbands, our wives, our children, our friends, associates, fleeting company that we keep. Be true to you. Be authentic. Divine said to me, be you. You don't ever have to be in a room where you are tolerated and not appreciated anymore. That cycle is over. And that is very, very important. My uncle was him. My uncle was him. And as he did, as he was guided to do, or felt himself doing, every lesson that we all learned, we take that and we say, God, what am I to experience in this moment now? Embrace and appreciate the beautiful soul that came here and did the time with us. And embrace the opportunity of experiencing a more profound encounter with them from the heavens, from the spirit realm. I remember when my mom died, when my mom crossed over. I have a gift of dreams. And the dreams come, things are happening. I see things before they happen, when they happening, real time, in your face, out your face. I know secrets people wish I didn't know. And in this particular time, as my mom was going through the passing phases of her life, this dreams. I had like 3 dreams, and this third dream that came, I woke up crying. I have a very profound relationship with the divine, and those of you here on my network, you understand that. And why did I wake up crying? My mom was also prophetic and a definite earth angel, and she said, God said, I'm not going to die. God said, I'm not going to die. So I said to God, if this is true, you told her she wasn't going to die, then why am I having these dreams? Because my dreams don't lie. All these years, I'm quite clear. And immediately the Spirit said, the Spirit never dies. Then whilst again, later on in life, I had an encounter with a shadow counterpart. And in that experience, one day I'm minding my own business, and all of a sudden I'm taken over with remorse, because as an empath, you feel everything. And things may get to you that don't get to somebody else. But you don't want to see anyone who even does you not right. You don't want to see them go through anything. So later on in life, I have this encounter, and I'm just overtaken with this emotion. I had to sit down. And I was just so pained. And the Spirit said, they're going to die of a broken heart. And then I wept. Ta-ta-ta. But guess what I learned? Spirit said, what I realized after my evolution, my human evolution, the only death that is experienced is on this playing field called Earth in the game of life, and that's the ego. When you have died, that's, you know, what it means to be born again is, and to be transformed, to be born again, to come up from the ashes. What it means for that is for someone to meet their shadow, to go through something. Sometimes it's things that they wish they can't even believe they did. They can't even believe that was them. It was like, what in the world was I thinking? Or meeting someone that is the light, and as a result of that light and that encounter with the person who is a shadow, but also mirroring you, you see the darkness inside of you, and you go through whatever you have to go through to fix that. You die. Literally, it's a death. And depending on, I mean, it's already difficult, but depending on what you did in the journey of that, traveling to that experience, in the event that you've created additional karma for yourself, will also determine the degree of shelling that must transpire in that experience. Therefore, the degree of purging that you must do. I'm to say, and when you come up from that, you're a new person. You are. You walk in the rooms, even me, I walk in the rooms and people don't think they like, who is she? You're not the same. Something must be wrong with you. You're not like you used to be. No, I'm not. And I was all love. I had to come to the balance. When you come to the balance and you're awake in consciousness, it's not a black thing, it's not a social thing, it's not a thing about your title. Nobody cares about all of that. It's not about that. It's about you breaking the mold that you're intended to break in this lifetime. Not every person is going to come to the awakened consciousness of the Ankh and all of this and that type of energy, because there are certain things that the soul must do, and they have connected with you for a particular reason. And I'll just be myself in this form. Thank you. So I want to say, and that's in honor of my uncle. Like I said before, the divine said to me, be yourself and allow for the chips to fall where they may. Around you in that room, allow for the chips to fall where they may. Everybody will experience what they are to experience in that moment now. Make no apologies for being you. Don't dumb yourself. Don't be shut up. Move forward in wisdom and delight. Be you. One of the greatest lessons that I learned was recently, that actually catapulted my evolution, was the experience of mental abuse, the experience of betrayal, the experience of those things. The Pearl, I did a show on The Pearl. Y'all gotta watch it. You gotta watch it. I didn't know that the Pearl was created from an attack, from a parasite, from an attack. It is trying to shelter itself from this situation that has come to cause it harm, is what it assumes. So therefore, it secretes. I don't know the exact technical name for it. But in that process of protection and shielding itself and being protected from this parasite, this situation, a pearl is formed. The pearl is formed from that experience. Isn't that beautiful? Uncle Harold chose to come up, to rise again, to be made new, and to do what his soul came here to do. And the Spirit said to me just now, and that mission was fulfilled. And that opportunity also gave everybody who experienced whatever was experienced, the joys, the pains, whatever, because we all come with that. To say, God, what am I to experience in this moment now? What was I to experience? How do I turn this into a pearl? What do I need to do? What position do I need to take? Learn from it. Remember Uncle Harold's laughter. Remember all of the beautiful things. As soon as he left that body, I knew he was going when I last saw him. I knew that. That's why at first I didn't know to kneel down and kiss, and then I kneeled down and I kissed him, and I knew. I told my son. I think I told my son. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I was walking down the hall with my son, but I didn't tell him that. I kind of kept it to myself because I didn't want to seem like the bad guy, you know, especially in that time. I didn't want to say, oh, what are you talking about? It wasn't the room for that. But for it to even be understood or received. So therefore, I kept it to myself. But that is something I was very clear of. I want us to understand, I don't know why, my love don't come easy. I don't know why that story, I don't know. It keeps ringing in my head. I don't want to be disobedient, so I said it. That energy of Uncle Harold. It was a beautiful song. I want to thank you. To my family, I love you guys. I won't say your names and keep that private, but I love you guys so much. Like I said, it's when the ceremonies and shows are over and the people showing up is over and all of the crowds are gone and died down that we are then required to sit with ourselves and heal. And I want you to know that I'm there and I love you. My spirit is there. I send you my love. So much. So much. So many memories. So many memories. From my oldest cousin to my youngest cousin, who we used to sing all the time, you know, the whinings and all that. That's how that restoration has finally come. Yeah. Been restored back to my place in God. In God. That's something like we used to do. You got to get that note right. He could sing too. Yes. Restoration has finally come. Yeah. Been restored back to my place in God. Know that I love you. All the grandchildren, all of my cousins, children, and I love every last one of you. You may not hear from me all the time. My mission is very unique. So you may not even understand. Know that my love is with you always, more than you ever know. And this transformative story would not be able to be told right now today if there was not a certain sacrifices for certain souls around him. Auntie, I'm sending you love. You guys have my number. Give me a call. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. I do. Yeah. More than you ever know. Hey. It's for sure. And you can always count on my love forevermore. I love you. I love you. And so does Uncle Harold send his love. Absolutely. Watch out for the signs, guys. He's doing the most. Watch out for the signs. Feelings, energy. Don't ignore it. You aren't crazy. It's really happening.